Good luck.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Kathy. Now, 2 months ago, 92-year-old poppy seller Olive Cooke became front-page news after claims that she ended her life after being pressurised by cold-calling charities to her home. Her granddaughter, Jessica, is here today to give us the truth behind some of those headlines, and also Denise Robertson. Jessica, we're so sorry for your loss, and the more we read about Olive and your grandmother, the more you realise what a wonderful lady she was, 92 years old. The longest-serving poppy seller, I believe, for the British Legion. Yes. How many years had she been doing that?
Since she was 16, she started when her father set up I think it was the Bedminster Down British Legion, and so she got involved with that. And then that became more prominent for her after her first husband died in the war, was killed by a submarine, and she was heartbroken, and so she pledged that she would always sell poppies, and she did throughout her whole life.
So she's very passionate about the cause.
We all feel as if we know her through her story and through the headlines as a result of all of this. But you're here today to tell us we didn't actually know her, and the idea that the newspaper splashed about cold callers being responsible for her suicide is not true.
I didn't want my nan to be remembered as some kind of victim, and I didn't want the work that she'd done with charities to be, you know, all that wonderful work that she did, and stories like, you know, being killed by, she was killed by kindness, are just not true. I mean, she was a very courageous, strong, determined woman, a real sense of justice. She was very... and she did decide to end her life, and I wanted to make it quite clear that the family in no way feel that charity, you know, cold calling and letters and things were responsible. She had received a lot, and they were certainly a nuisance and certainly an irritation. But no, in the grand scheme of, you know, being... As you get older and you have so many problems to face, and you know, it's very complicated, and you know, and also depression, ongoing problems with depression. It's a very complicated issue. It's very oversimplified in the media. So I wanted, and also I've been very concerned about damage that could have been done to charities.
Because she was a big charity supporter, and Denise,
people were outraged at the time when that was reported, wasn't it, Denise? And we've talked about it on here several times.
I think that far from damaging charities, she's done one amazing thing for charities in the last moments of her life. I completely accept that a strong woman like that would not be driven to suicide by cold callers. She made her own decisions to the end, and she took one. But by the manner of her death and the way the press handled it, we have started to look at charities. And that look has been a long time coming, because, you know, your nan was the true face of charity in Britain. All those people working tirelessly, raising small sums of money that do big things. And now some charities have become machines which take the money and use it to make more money, and it's wrong. And
I want to hear more from Jessica about Olive's other problems and her depression, because this is the subject of our phone-in today. Loneliness amongst the elderly is our topic. If you're worried about an older family member who's signs of depression, or you can resonate with Olive's story, Denise is going to take those calls a bit later on. 08000 30 40 44. OK, that is the number. Tell me about, because so many people who have somebody elder in their family will relate to this, what do you think the main problem was for Olive? And we've only got 45 seconds.
The main problem for my nan was loss of independence. I think she was a very independent lady. I think she suffered from depression, and I think, you know, in life we all experience joy, we all experience happiness, but at the same time we also experience sadness and pain, and I think that when people have depression, they're just experiencing that on a much, you know, deeper level, which is harder to sort of climb out of. And it wasn't, my nan, she had a good life, you know. I don't want her to be remembered as sort of a depressed character, but I did want to raise awareness of depression and issues that face the elderly.
Well, I think hopefully we will be doing that today, and we said she sounds a wonderful lady. Thank you so much for telling us about her and putting the record straight. And we said that will be our phone-in with Denise a little later. First, though, we go over to ITV News Studio and Nina Hussain for the latest headlines.